months ago, the youth decided they wanted to do a fundraiser to support an organization making our community a better place to live. They chose two organizations: CASA and ABC House.
Here's some of what we learned when we went to CASA and met with Hannah and Twyla.
Her, and I'm an advocacy group.
I'm a CASA.
She's a phenomenal CASA.
Through volunteer advocates, CASA supports kids in the care of the county as they navigate the court system. We had so many questions about their work.
Yeah, like how many kids do you help in the year, you would say?
That's a good question. So in Oregon, our number anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 kids in foster care on any given day. Here in Linn County, I'd have to pull our annual report, but I think we served about it's in the higher 200 kids last year. Some of them, that's like a point in time number, so on any given day, that's how many kids we helped. Right now, we have CASAs for about half the kids in Linn County, and that's about 100 kids. So we have about 200 kids in care here in Linn County.
Well, in my particular case, I've only had one case, and it's over 3 years old. And these kids, when they move from one place to the other, they don't know where they're going. They don't know how long they're going to stay there. To have a CASA that is just present, if nothing else, with them from the beginning all the way through to the outcome. And now that she's in a different foster home, she's just thriving now.
I kind of have a question about it. So when you get a kid, let's say, do you stay with them throughout until they're 18? Do you get to stay in contact with them for as long as you want, or is there a time that you have to stop being in contact?
Normally CASAs follow the case through to completion, and that completion doesn't mean till they're 18. That completion would mean until the case is closed, whether that means adoption or reunification, or it could be aging out of the system too, depending on your case.
I have another question for you. What made you want to be a CASA?
When I retired from that, I retired early. At least I thought it was early. And I felt like I had more to give. And so I just started looking around for different volunteer opportunities. And I'm not even quite sure who it was that mentioned it to me. They said you should check it out. I called and did, and they said, oh, we have a training starting, take the training and then decide. So that's what I did.
And okay, so with what we're doing and stuff, how is that gonna help you guys? What are you guys gonna do with our fundraising, I guess, for you guys?
That's a good question. So we have people donate a lot of this stuff. Sometimes we do have specific expenses that we will choose to pay, but primarily your funding pays for the office and for our staff. We try to keep our staff very limited because our advocates are all volunteers, and so we don't need to be raking in money just for us. We really want to support the CASAs by us having enough time to know the system well. That's a big part of my job as a paid staff member here, is to spend time learning the ins and outs of what's called the dependency system or the foster care world, and then help explain that to the CASA in some hopefully understandable terms, so that they can focus on building that relationship with the child, and I can handle communication with the court, with the other part. Your money goes to the office, and then supporting our staff and making sure that we can support the CASA as well.
And I will say that as a CASA, you really need that. I mean, the court systems and the process that a child goes through with their lawyers, DHS, having a CASA, sometimes parents, foster caregivers, all of that can be really overwhelming and confusing. You can't imagine how, I mean, maybe you can, but can't imagine how many different types of court hearings and dependencies, and it gets very overwhelming. So it's incredible that you have this. I mean, I think that that's the reason Lynn County CASA's program is does as well as it does.